husband was dead and is alive. Come on, celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. I had to go on a speaking engagement to Honolulu. Hey, sometimes you get Chicago, sometimes you get Honolulu. You go to Honolulu, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning if you're from the East Coast because of the time difference, and I was hungry. I went looking for something to eat up a side street. I found a greasy spoon. I went in. There were no booths, just a row of stools in front of the counter. I sat down. There was nobody in the place. I didn't touch the menu. It was one of those plastic menus, you know, and grease had piled up on it. And I knew that if I opened the thing, something extraterrestrial would have crawled out. This fat guy with a greasy apron, unshaved, cigar comes out, puts the cigar down and says, "What do you want?" I said, "A cup of coffee and a donut." He poured the coffee, and then he did this. And he picked up the donut. I hate that. So I'm sitting there, 3:30 in the morning, munching on my dirty donut. Went into this place, come about 10 or 11 prostitutes. And they sat on either side of me. And it was a small place. And I tried to disappear. The one next to me was especially boisterous, and she said to her friend, "Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to be 39. And her friend said, "So what do you want me to do? Sing happy birthday? So you're going to be 39. You want a cake? You want a party?" First woman said, "Look, I don't want anything. I'm just telling you it's my birthday. Why do you have to hurt my feelings?" And then she added, "I've never had a birthday party in my whole life. I don't expect to have one now." That did it. I waited until they left. And then I called Harry over. I said, "Do they come in here every night?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "The one right next to me." He said, "Agnes." I said, "It's her birthday tomorrow, Harry. What do you say we decorate this place? And when she comes in tomorrow night, we have a little party for her. She's never had a party in her whole life." He grabbed my hand and squeezed it and said, "Mister, that's beautiful. Beautiful. She ain't come out here. This guy wants to throw a birthday party for Agnes. It's her birthday tomorrow." She came out and she said, "Oh, mister, that's brilliant. Nobody ever does anything for Agnes, and she's one of the good people in this town. I know what she does to make money, but she's a good person." I said, "Can I decorate the place?" She said, "To your heart's content." I said, "I'm going to bring a big birthday cake." Harry said, "Oh, no, the cake's my thing." Oh, jeez. So I got there the next morning at about 2:30. I had bought this crepe paper at the Kmart. I strung it across the place. I had made a big sign, "Happy Birthday, Agnes," put it on the mirror behind the counter. I had the place spruced. It was ready. Jan, who did the cooking, had gotten the word out on the street. By 3:15, every single prostitute in Honolulu was squeezed into this diner. It was wall-to-wall prostitutes. And me! 3:30 in the morning, the door opens. In comes Agnes and her friends. I've got everybody set, everybody ready. As they come to the door, we yell, "Happy birthday, Agnes!" and start cheering like mad. I've never seen anybody so stunned in my life. Her knees buckled. They steadied her. They got her down on a stool, and we started singing, "Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you." And they brought out the cake with the candles. That was it. She lost it and started to cry. Harry just stood there with the cake, with all the candles. Said, "Knock it off. Come on, Agnes, knock it off and blow out the candles. Come on, blow out the candles." She tried, but she couldn't do it, so he blew out the candles. He gave her the knife and said, "Now cut the cake. Come on now, cut the cake, Agnes, cut the cake." She sat for a long moment, and then she turned to me and she said, "Mister, I really don't want to cut the cake. Is it okay if I don't cut the cake?" I said, "It's your cake. It's your cake. You can do with it what you want." She said, "I want to take it home. I want to show it to my mother. Is that okay?" I said, "Sure." She stood up. I said, "Do you have to do it now?" She said, "I live 2 doors down. Let me take the cake to her and And I promise I'll bring it right back. I promise. She picked up the cake like it was the Holy Grail. And she pushed her way through the crowd and out the door. And as the door swung slowly shut, there was dead silence. You talk about an awkward silence. All of us were just standing there, stunned. I didn't know what to say, so I finally said, what do you say we pray? It's weird looking back on it now. A sociologist leading a prayer meeting with a bunch of prostitutes in a diner at 3:30 in the morning. It was the right thing to do. And I prayed that God would deliver her from what filthy men had done to her, probably starting when she was too young to even know what was going on. That's how these things start. You know, some kid, 11, 12 years old, gets messed over by some filthy slob, and her self-image is destroyed, and she's ruined, and we blame her when we ought to be blaming him. And I prayed that God would make her new, because we're here to declare the good news. And no matter where you've been or what you've done, Jesus can make you new. When I finished the prayer, Harry leaned across the counter and said, "Hey, Campolo, you told us you were a sociologist. You're a preacher. What kind of church you preach in?" And in one of those moments, when you come up with just the right words, I said, I preach in a church that throws birthday parties for whores at 3:30 in the morning. I'll never forget his response. Never. He said, "No, you don't." "Nah, you don't." He said, "I would join a church like that." Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all love to belong to a church that threw birthday parties for whores at 3:30 in the morning? I got news for you. I got news for you. That is the kind of church that Jesus came to create. I don't know where we got this other one that's half country club. But Jesus came to create a people that would bring parties to those who have no parties, celebration into the lives of people who have nothing to celebrate. If all you've got to offer is a bowl of soup and some clothes, it's not enough. Jesus came and said, "I have come that my joy might be in you and that your joy might be full." And we've got to do more than just give them bread and clothes. We've got to bring love and joy into their lives.